Good evening. I am Dr. Kendra Barrier. I'm the Associate Dean for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion and Assistant Professor of Clinical Nursing. I am providing greetings on behalf of Dr. Porsche, the Dean of the School of Nursing, in his absence. I would like to welcome our students, faculty, and guests to our Fall 2023 White Coat Ceremony. Additionally, I would like to acknowledge the families, significant others, and friends who have supported each of our nursing students to reach this stage in the advancement of their professional studies. I would like to thank our Student Life Committee members, faculty volunteers, and students who have assisted in making this event possible. I would like to provide a brief explanation. You may have a seat. You may have a seat. I would like to provide a brief explanation of the White Coat Ceremony significance and inspiration. The White Coat Ceremony was originally designed by the Arnold P. Gold Foundation as a way to welcome new medical students into the healthcare profession and to set clear professional expectations through the reading of an oath. On August 2014, the Arnold P. Gold Foundation and the American Association of Colleges of Nursing hosted an inaugural White Coat Ceremony throughout the country. Today, the ceremony is shared by schools of nursing, medicine, and other health professional schools in all states to emphasize the importance of compassionate, patient-centered care, as well as scientific proficiency. Traditionally, the White Coat ceremonies are a symbol of robing to remind students of their commitment to their patients and their promise to engage in patient-focused, humanistic care. The ceremony represents the nurse's responsibility to put the interests of the patients first and affirms this obligation starts on the first day of nursing school and continues throughout the nurse's career. Further, this White Coat Ceremony is a rite of passage, welcoming you as a new nursing student into the nursing profession. Some acknowledge and recognize the White Coat Ceremony as a symbolic conversion of a layperson into the member of a healthcare profession. As nursing students, once you receive and accept this white coat, you are ethically and legally bound by the same professional commitments that bind all registered nurses. This ceremony joins the White Coat Ceremony symbolically virtues of altruism, responsibility, duty, honor, respect, and compassion with our LSU School of Nursing's core values, which consists of stewardship, organizational citizenship, nursing innovation, caring, professionalism, respect, integrity, diversity, and excellence. The white coat will serve as a reminder of your professional obligations and a symbol of your professionalism. The length of the white coats has a significant meaning. Short white coats epitomize the role of the nursing student as a leader and a novice. The longer white coat symbolizes the wearer as an experienced member of the profession. Tonight, as our nursing faculty and nursing students will wear our white coats together symbolically to represent our essential role in providing compassionate care and excellence in healthcare delivery. At this time, it is now my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Ms. Allison Gus. In her role with LCMC Health, she provides leadership and sets the strategies for clinical quality and nursing practice across the 9 LCMC healthcare hospitals. Collaborating with nursing and operational leadership, she strives to establish and maintain a high standard of care across the health system. She facilitates the continuous performance improvement efforts of the organization and assists in tracking and communicating performance surrounding the LCMC health journey to high reliability and habitual excellence. She has been in healthcare for over 18 years, starting her career as an emergency department tech at Turo. She then transitioned to the outpatient clinic setting in a large cardiology practice where she found her love for quality in healthcare management. Ms. Gus earned her master's degree in healthcare administration from Louisiana State University, Shreveport, and a Bachelor of Science in Nursing from Louisiana State School of Nursing right here in New Orleans. She is certified by the National Association of Healthcare Quality as a certified professional healthcare quality person. In 2021, she was named Healthcare Hero by the New Orleans City Business and Community Healthcare Heroes by a Public Relations Society of America. Ms. Gus was selected as a Gambit New Orleans 40 Under 40 in 2020. It is my privilege to welcome Allison Gus to the podium.
I didn't realize how long that bio was, but thank you for bearing with Dr. Verrier. First of all, thank you, Dr. Verrier, for the wonderful introduction and having me here today. But welcome to all the students, as well as the family and friends who are joining us to support you as you begin your nursing journey. The future of nursing is in this room. You guys are the future of nursing. I would like to extend a huge amount of gratitude to the LSU School of Nursing faculty. Without you, I wouldn't be a nurse today, and without your dedication, none of these folks would be in the room, so thank you. When Dr. Tarterville asked me to be the keynote speaker, I was excited, a little nervous, but I'm here representing the extraordinary nurses across LCMC Health. I have the honor and privilege serving them today, and I really respect them in this role. If you would have told me when I was in your position, when I started my nursing journey, that I would one day end up speaking at a white coat ceremony, I would have told you that you had completely lost your mind. So how things can change over time. I absolutely love public speaking, but I wanted to say something today that would leave a lasting impression on you. Let's face it, nursing school is hard. Being a nurse can be hard. And healthcare is an ever-changing environment that we're always adapting to. So I don't want to bore you with a generic talk, so I hope you take away one or two pearls of wisdom today. So in preparation for today, I spent a little less time writing and a lot more time reflecting on my personal journey and career development as a nurse. So I should start by saying I'm for sure not the most academic person in this room. I am surrounded by those who are more qualified and experienced in that realm than me. I for sure know that I'm not the smartest in the room either, and I'm not a skilled motivational speaker by any means. And I also don't have the most credentials behind my name of those who are sitting in front of me. But earlier this year, I graduated from my master's program. Better late than never. But I walked proudly across that stage at LSU Shreveport for my MHA degree. I remember so vividly when I graduated nursing school saying, I am never, like emphatically never, going back to school. But my goals for myself have changed as I've gotten older, and I realized that I have an opportunity to make a far greater impact than just in that one-on-one relationship at the bedside. Although I'm completely proud of my master's degree, I will always be proud, mostly proud. The best credential behind my name is RN. I have 3 kids. They're 14, 12, and 9. They don't completely understand what I do for a living or my job, but they often ask me questions about when you used to be a nurse, and I know you're not a nurse anymore, but nothing makes me more upset though. But I have to tell you, once a nurse, always a nurse, no matter the path you take. Nursing is not just a profession, it is who I am at my core, and it's part of my identity to serve others. In all honesty, nursing wasn't my first profession of career of choice though. I really wanted to be on Saturday Night Live. I created a casting video, I sent it in, nonetheless, it didn't get anywhere. But, I didn't go really far. I still watch the show a lot, and I point out to my husband frequently that I could have maybe done that skit a little bit better. But back to today and why we're here. After all the reflection I told you guys about, I realized that today's nursing graduates are not very far off from the graduates that I was part of in the 2005 class. We have a lot of similarities in the care environment that we're in today. So I'll start with my personalized journey. I was a Hurricane Katrina nursing graduate. I graduated in December 2005. I had just started my last semester when Katrina destroyed our city as we know it. My class was dispersed entirely. We were all trying to relocate to Baton Rouge as best we could because that became the center of where we were going to aggregate. And our lectures were then held in a movie theater. My classmates were exhausted, our faculty was clearly exhausted, and we were all kind of shocked and depressed about this new current state that we were in. Most of us had lost everything we knew and everything we had owned, and now it was our chance to rebuild. Finding clinical rotations at that time was nearly impossible. We lacked that final semester of nursing training before we were thrust into the workforce, not by anyone's fault, but just out of necessities to survive. At that point, it was really about just getting through and graduating and having everyone move on, and we did that the best we could. There was a lot of uncertainty, there was a lot of anxiety, and there was a lot of hopelessness that we felt. So graduation came and went, and life went on. I started immediately working at Toro Emergency Room. I had been a nurse tech there for 2 years. And many of you don't know this, but Toro was the first emergency room in New Orleans to open after Hurricane Katrina. And before Katrina, it was a very small boutique uptown community hospital. And overnight, that changed before our eyes. Patients having nowhere to go to get their care were suddenly flooding the four walls of Toro. We didn't have full staff. The nurses and other allied health professionals that surrounded us were simply just not coming back to New Orleans. So due to high volume of patients, high acuity, and experience of a tech in the ED, my orientation lasted just about 3 weeks. And there was no residency program at that time. But within my first 3 months, even further, I became a charge nurse. Everyone's like, that's so scary, right? But post-Katrina, there was really no certainty. We were doing the best we could. Also, there were no charge nurse preparation courses, I should say. So I like to say I kind of went to the school of hard knocks in my training. It was really trial by fire. The first year of my career was hectic, it was chaotic to say the least, but it was so rich in learning and valuable life experience. I experienced humanity like I have never experienced before. Choked up thinking about it. I was surrounded by an incredible team of nurses and professionals to take care of our community. They were, and they still are, my family today. In my second year, I became a nighttime clinical supervisor of the ED. I absolutely loved that role. I loved watching the team develop where we could almost know each other's thoughts before we even said them, or we knew each other's moves before someone did them. I stayed in that role till about 2010, when I took an opportunity that made me nervous, but ultimately changed the trajectory of my career. I took a role as a practice manager of the cardiovascular ambulatory clinics at Toro. You see, in my role as clinical supervisor, I interacted a lot with the cath lab, and I interacted a lot with the cardiologist. And through those interactions, we developed a great relationship. So when the leader of that department was hiring for the role, he approached me. And my first response was, I don't know anything about managing a clinic. You know, I know the ER, that's what I know. And I'll never forget his advice. He said, I can teach you the logistics, but you already know how to interact with people and to lead a team. So that's what you need, and I'll teach you the other stuff. So I took a big leap of faith. I abandoned my scrubs, which I still miss today, for the first time, and I left my nursing unit as I knew it to jump outside of my comfort zone, and I felt way outside of my comfort zone. In that transition, I found another role that I loved. After orientation and the learning period, I really developed competencies that interested me in quality improvement and then operations. Eventually, the office was running so smoothly and well, both operationally and financially, I decided it was time to move on again. So after about 3 years, I was eager to learn and grow professionally. I applied to LSU for a director of nursing and clinical services at the LSU Healthcare Network. I remember having this case of imposter syndrome at the time. And so imposter syndrome is this nagging feeling that you have that you're not good enough, that you don't belong, and you don't deserve the job, the promotion, or the seat at the table. But even high-profile individuals like Maya Angelou and Michelle Obama experience imposter syndrome. In fact, the former First Lady has said, as a young woman, I used to lie awake at night asking myself, am I too loud, too much, dreaming too big? And eventually, I just got tired of always worrying what everyone else thought of me, so I decided not to listen. I knew I immediately had to overcome imposter syndrome and overcome that self-doubt to be confident in my skills and my training to tackle the next event in my life. I began to really own my accomplishments and what I had learned, and I just imagined myself killing that job interview. Needless to say, my confidence didn't just come from my experience. If it did, just remember, you would never try something for the first time. You would never step out of that comfort zone. In the end, I got the job, and I left as the practice manager and went to work for LSU. It was 6 wonderful years there. I stayed, and in my last 2 years, I served as the chief operating officer. I then knew I wanted to return to the acute care setting. I was really looking to get back to that patient care at the bedside that I kind of knew it at the beginning of my nursing career. But I didn't quite know how I was going to get there. So after just doing a little research about who the leaders at the corporate team were, I sent a cold email to the CMO at the time, Dr. John Heaton, who is still my boss today. And I just said, hey, you don't know me, but here's what I know, and I'd like to work for you. But after 3 weeks, I had resigned from LSU and taken a role at LCMC Health. So I took a role as the AVP of quality, and I had the honor during the COVID pandemic in March 2020 of serving as the system operational leader of our incident command center. I managed everything from infection control to supplies and equipment needs. It was a highlight of my career that I will look back fondly on forever. Some may think it's very strange to put an adjective like fondly when I'm talking about COVID, but it's a crisis. And when in a crisis, teams are formed. Curiosity and openness help us make the best of what life is giving us at that moment. That's what Winston Churchill meant by never let a good crisis go to waste. It's an opportunity to do things you could not have done before. And that's how I eventually transitioned into the Vice President of Nursing role that I'm serving in today. So after hearing my professional development story, which is long, and it is unique to me, and it is not everyone's journey, I wanted to share just a few words of wisdom that I've learned in the past 18 years since becoming a nurse. These are things that I wish maybe someone would have told me in that last semester of nursing school, but are always great to hear. So number 1, find and remember your why. Finding your why allows you to muddle through the hardest courses, the hardest shifts. It allows you to smile through the rudest comments and to stay open to unsolicited feedback. Finding your why is really about finding your purpose beyond your degree, but purpose beyond a paycheck. We get into nursing for 1,000,001 reasons, but those of us who stay need to reinvent those reasons often as we grow in our careers. I know my why has changed over the years. So knowing where we came from and where we're headed is essential, and your why will be the fuel to keep you moving in that future direction. Number 2, embrace your fear and ask questions. My boss frequently reminds me that there are no bad questions, only bad surprises. He tells me this at least once a week. There is power in asking questions. Whether it's being a nurse or any other aspect of your life, ask questions when you feel uncertainty. It's rarely a problem to not know something, but the problem comes in when you don't ask the question and you make a wrong decision as a result. As a nurse, those consequences in patient care are far too big to take that risk. So asking for help does not signify weakness. It shows strength to admit that you don't know the answer, and it shows self-pride to seek and solve the problem. Number 3, live vulnerably. One of my favorite authors, Brené Brown, says, "What we know matters, but who we are matters more." You're starting your nursing journey, developing what you know, and you're going to continue to do so throughout your nursing career. So a piece of advice is to never stop learning. That's what you're committing to today. But let's take a step back from that hospital or clinical environment. Let's just look at life in the future, or life currently now outside of a hospital. Have you ever lost your keys, misplaced your cell phone? That happens a lot to people. And do you know the panic that sets in on when you can't find your cell phone, just how are you going to manage the rest of your day? I'm sure you get edgy, anxious, and generally more focused on yourself than anything else that's beyond you. We are human. We lose things. That's what happens. Now come back to the future hospital setting you're going to be in the next few years and hopefully in your career. Your patients and their families are human, but they are susceptible to losing something far more substantial than your keys or your cell phone. You as a nurse are human and know what it's like to feel out of control, to feel vulnerable. Carry this understanding of your own vulnerability with you. Let it make you gracious in your patient care rather than defensive. And particularly when your patients and family are having a rough day because their world is spinning out of control, give your vulnerability as a gift to them. Number 4, find humor and remember to laugh. Maybe this relates back to my SNL dreams, but laughter truly is the best medicine, but especially learn to laugh at yourself. Number 5 goes back to that imposter syndrome I was telling you about when I've applied for jobs that I felt out of my comfort zone. As you develop your career nursing, don't let negative self-talk hold you back on the next steps, no matter what it is. Be confident in the training you're receiving today. Be confident in your education and always seek to understand. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Studies show that being uncomfortable is the key to professional growth. It challenges us to grow in new ways. It helps us learn from our failures. I've made many of those in my day, and it expands our professional network. So nursing students, today I've asked you to remember your why. Always ask questions, live in your vulnerability, laugh a lot, and be confident in your training. If there was ever a time where we needed to collectively come together as nurses to care for our community, it is now. You are the ones to do this. You are going to shape the future of nursing. You are going to accomplish so much in the coming months and years. Take what you've been given and seize the day. One last lesson learned, and trust me, you will be a nurse. Nurses can do anything. I firmly believe that. You are the answer to a lot of problems out there. So thank you so much for sharing your special day with me. It's a privilege and honor to be here before you. Our future is extremely bright because of you. And congratulations and best of luck on your nursing careers.
Thank you, Ms. Allison Gus, for your inspirational words. At this time, we will commence with the cloaking of our nursing students. To assist with the cloaking is Dr. Bonita Chapman, Assistant Dean for Clinical Nursing Education, Dr. Adele Harrell, Program Director for the CARE Bachelor of Science in Nursing Program, and Dr. Nicole Thomas, Program Director for the Traditional Bachelor of Science in Nursing Program, and Dr. Todd Taudival, Assistant Dean for Student Services. During their cloaking, our students will be publicly acknowledged with the reading of their names by Dr. Jennifer Manning, Associate Dean for Undergraduate Nursing Programs. Each student will receive a white coat, a pin from the Arnold P. Gold Foundation, and a pin from the LSU HSC School of Nursing. The pin from the School of Nursing is specifically designed with our core values listed. The pin serves as a visual reminder of your oath and commitment to providing high-quality care aligned with our School of Nursing's core values. The students will be assisted with signing of their name in our white coat ceremony archives to represent their dedication to humanistic, patient-centered care.
I will be calling the names, 3 students at a time, and they'll each be cloaked and photographed individually. Come up here. Marie Abreu from Gretna, Louisiana. Laura Aguilar from Metairie, Louisiana. Sadil Alan from Salwad, Pakistan. Haley Allen from Harvey, Louisiana. Amber Amaya Velasquez from San Pedro Sula, Honduras. Sabrina Andino from Metairie, Louisiana. Ainsley Armand from Miro, Louisiana. Madeline Attardo from Metairie, Louisiana. Celeste Baber from Shreveport, Louisiana. Devin Baldwin from Beaumont, Texas. Jenna Bologna from Kenner, Louisiana. Colby Boudreau from Denham Springs, Louisiana. Morgan Bro from Marrero, Louisiana. Haley Brown from Ponchatoula, Louisiana. Rachel Cow from Gretna, Louisiana. Corinne Carnaggio from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Ashley Chopin from Metairie, Louisiana. Madeline Collins from Tallulah, Louisiana. Alexis Crawford from Metairie, Louisiana. Marie Cross from New Orleans, Louisiana. Alexis Dougherty from Harvey, Louisiana. Hannah Dykeman from Metairie, Louisiana. Ria Desai from New Orleans, Louisiana. Taylor Dobson from Metairie, Louisiana. Haley Donez from Gretna, Louisiana. Haley Dukes from New Orleans, Louisiana. Aluchi Imuka from New Orleans, Louisiana. Megan Fosterman from Metairie, Louisiana. Sophia Fazio from Metairie, Louisiana. Madison Fricky from Metairie, Louisiana. Amelia Fritchie from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Let me get your name's Mary.
Cody Fruge from Kenner, Louisiana. Tamara Gauze from New Orleans, Louisiana. Dola Gibson from Detroit, Michigan. Trinity Handy from Baker, Louisiana. Jordan Harris from Gonzales, Louisiana. Akira Hayes from New Orleans, Louisiana.
There you go.
Riley Hayes from Denton, Texas. Layla Eisman from Madisonville, Louisiana. Linsa Issei from New Orleans, Louisiana. Rebecca Joachim from Violet, Louisiana. Alexis Jones from Fremont, California. J.C. Jones from Marrero, Louisiana. Kaya Jordan from New Orleans, Louisiana. Carly Key from Shreveport, Louisiana. Crystal Curitich from Metairie, Louisiana. Joshua LaFontaine from Abita Springs, Louisiana. Rocky Lai from Harvey, Louisiana. Teresa Lai from Harvey, Louisiana. Ellie Landry from Metairie, Louisiana. Michaela LeBeau from Houston, Texas. Molly Leggio from Metairie, Louisiana. Anira Lewis from Barataria, Louisiana. Emily Lewis from Kenner, Louisiana. Phoebe Lookingbill from New Orleans, Louisiana. Jenna Lupo from Kenner, Louisiana. Corinne Marcel from Destrehan, Louisiana. Layla Marrero from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Alyssa Martello from Metairie, Louisiana. Casey Mazaragos Ocobrado from Pineville, Louisiana. Courtney Maselli from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Shireen Mahakapour from New Orleans, Louisiana. Jonah Munch from New Orleans, Louisiana. Allie Murden from Madisonville, Louisiana. Shayla Murphy from Beaumont, Texas. Kendall Nelson from Flower Mound, Texas. Jennifer Natalikos from Rutherford, New Jersey. An Z. Nguyen from New Orleans, Louisiana. Bria Newman from New Orleans, Louisiana. An Ashley Nguyen from Gretna, Louisiana. Joshua Nguyen from Houston, Texas. Yen Ni Nguyen from Harvey, Louisiana.
Let me guess, your name's Joshua.
Margaret Pearson from Mandeville, Louisiana. Sapphire Pounds from Houma, Louisiana. Ethan Rhodes from Columbia, Maryland. Madison Richardson from New Orleans, Louisiana. Taviance Riggins from New Orleans, Louisiana. Shaquila Samuels from St. Elizabeth, Jamaica. Margaret Schmidt from Metairie, Louisiana. Ariana Sevilla from Metairie, Louisiana. Desiree Sharp from New Orleans, Louisiana. Samia Shorts from Oakland, California. Amberlyn Spring from Slidell, Louisiana. Sophia Sunder from New Orleans, Louisiana. Jessica Talley from Covington, Louisiana. Taylor Tran from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Brooke Vanas from Mandeville, Louisiana. Samantha Vircher from Madisonville, Louisiana. Jeffrey Viasca from Kenner, Louisiana. Hope Von Eberstein from Madisonville, Louisiana. Azika Wahid from Metairie, Louisiana. Sarah Wallace from Henderson, Nevada. Indira Wilborn from Chicago, Illinois. Congratulations, students.
At this time, I would like to invite Kayla Means, sophomore 2, fall of 2025 class president, to come and do the pledge. Our students, faculty are all invited to stand and participate in the recitation of the White Coat Ceremony Pledge, which may be found within the program. The pledge will be led by Kayla Means, the class president. Please stand for the pledge. Where's Kayla? Oh, that's not what I got in the program. Oh, maybe I have something wrong. Maybe it's supposed to be Desiree Sharp. It's not what I have in the program. Sorry.
As a nurse dedicated to providing the highest quality care and services, I solemnly pledge that I will consider the welfare of humanity and relief of suffering my primary concerns, act in a compassionate and trustworthy manner in all aspects of my care, apply my knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of my ability to assure optimal outcomes for my patients, exercise sound professional judgment while abiding by legal and ethical requirements, accept the lifelong obligation to improve my professional knowledge and competence, promote, advocate for, and strive to protect the health, safety, and rights of the patient. With this pledge, I accept the duties and responsibilities that embody the nursing profession. I take this oath voluntarily with the full realization and responsibility with which I am entrusted by the public.
At this time, let us congratulate our White Coat recipients with an applause. I invite all faculty, staff, students, and guests to celebrate with us and honor our White Coat recipients at a reception following the processional. This concludes our ceremony. One last thing, we have our photographer, Daryl Smith, is actually in the lobby, and you could purchase pictures of your recipient receiving their white coats. Thank you for attending our White Coat ceremony.